Hello everybody. Let's talk about protocols and views in Swift and iOS more specifically. So I was wondering something a long time ago when I was going in for an interview for an iOS position, and somebody asked me if I knew how to make a table view from scratch. And I thought that was a really interesting question because obviously I did not. I thought, to me, a table view, if you haven't done iOS, it's a pretty easy thing where basically rows are displayed and you can click on them to display information. It may be the most used thing in iOS development. At least table views are used everywhere. But someone asked me if I could program my own, and I had no idea how to do that. And so that's what I wanted to make this video about. Not to exactly how to make your own table view, but actually, let's say you wanted to make a horizontal view. So instead of a table that is vertical, what about a table that is horizontal and that you slide left to right instead of up or down like a table view? And by doing this, you'll realize how to make your own table view as well. But what I want to end up in this tutorial is this little example here, where I have all these different views or different buttons. It doesn't matter what they are. And then I can quickly scroll left to right. And we're going to do this in a very programmatic way. We're going to do this all programmatically, no storyboards, and it's going to be very easy, and it's going to be very reusable, which I think you're going to like too. So we're going to do this by we're going to make a new program, and we're going to make it a single view application, and then we're going to call it horizontal view example. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to do this for purposes. You can make it, you don't have to make it core data or anything like that, and then the default should be good. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete main.storyboard. Why? Because I think by deleting it, we're going to learn a few things, okay? So we're just going to move that to the trash. So now we're going to go to a view controller, and we're going to we're not going to go to view controller first. We're going to go to app delegate first, and we're going to teach app delegate how to deal with the fact that there is no storyboard anymore. And some of the biggest applications don't have any storyboards at all. And if you make an application with a lot of storyboards, as I have, with a lot of different views and view controllers, you'll notice that it takes forever to build the project, which is not fun. And you have more control if you know what you're doing, if you don't use storyboards, in my opinion. I think people argue me. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to application, which is first run when the program is started, and we're going to instantiate UI window. And with UI window, we're going to simply make a window, simply create a window using the main screen bound. So we're going to use all of the window. Sorry, got distracted right there. So now we made the window, and now what we need to do is we instantiated the window class, and now what we need to do is we're going to make the key visible. And so what this says is, okay, make this window visible. And if you don't do this, you're going to get a black screen when you try running your application. Trust me, you need to do it. And so also we're going to set the background color to white, and you can set to anything you want, and it will be standard that way. And also, we need to tell the window which view control to start out with. And we do that by assigning its root view controller, and we're just going to instantiate the custom class, the class made for us view controller right there. So now we're going to run this, and we're going to make sure we get no errors. And we may get one error. It says build succeeded. One tip I've always known is that if you're getting an error, oh, we did get an error. And the error is uncaught exception, could not find a storyboard name main. So it was not ready for me to delete the main storyboard. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try cleaning the project, and we're going to try to load it again. And we still got an error. Okay, everyone, I figured it out. So you want to go to your building project under, you want to click, your main name of your project, kind of the blue paper, and then go to targets and make sure you're clicking your project name. And you want to make sure main interface, it should say main by default, is completely deleted. And you may also want to clean your project. The shortcut to cleaning your project is Command-Shift-K. And so now at least it loads. It loads a blank screen, but hey, that's what we wanted to see, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to make our horizontal scroll view. And we can do this by, first of all, we're going to make a new class. We're going to just make a standard Swift file. And we're going to call it horizontal scroll bar. I could never say my R's when I was a child, and I still have trouble today. Girl. I have trouble saying girl sometimes, I feel. And we're going to import UIKit. Foundation is automatically imported. We do not need Foundation, but we do need UIKit. So what we're going to do here is just like a UI table view. If you ever made a UI table view, it's pretty basic. But just like a UI table view, if you made one, you know you have to implement at least two methods. You have to implement the method that says how many rows there are going to be, and you have to implement the method of how a table row is defined. So what goes inside each table row, and doing so allows you to create cells, each individual cell. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to define a protocol. This is the protocol that defines the methods that the user has to define to use your interface. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use this at Objective-C tag, objc, and what that says is, it says, hey, this code can also be used for Objective-C purposes if you wanted to port your code to Objective-C. So horizontal scroll, and this is going to be a delegate. This is going to be a delegate is methods that people need to implement. Usually you implement UI table view delegate and UI table view data source, but we won't be doing data source today. And so I also did forget to put protocol right here. And so boom, okay? And so now we're going to define the two methods that I'm going to require the user to define in order to use the horizontal scroll delegate. And one of them is going to be number of scroll view elements. Okay? And that's what it's going to take. And so it's going to return an integer. Okay? So you're going to be required to implement that method. And then also we're going to do func element at scroll view index. And we're going to make that actually will return more than that. We're going to make it return a UI view as I showed you guys in the beginning. It returned, I made the UI view contain a bunch of buttons that had certain text on them that said button 1, button 2, button 3. But also what we need here is we need a parameter, and that's going to be passed in, and that's going to be the index. So we'll do that there. We'll do that now. And we'll do the index here. And that's basically it for the protocol. I'm going to end the video here, and we're going to start off with the actual implementation of the class horizontal scroll. Don't forget to put the right class name, okay? See you guys later, and have a great day.